Welcome in, everyone, to Sosa's Steam Room. We're talking Cubs starting their season off on the right note. Bulls throwing in the towel. The Blackhawks heading into the playoff. Corey Crawford's health and some Bears draft coverage. Hit it. Hello, everybody. My name is Drew Edstrom, and the other co-host of this podcast is Blake Van Pocky.
Hello.
Blake, how you doing?
I'm doing real good. How about you?
Yeah, a good couple days.
I'm having a great couple days.
Blake's having a really good
It's a really good week.
Really good week for Blake.
Really good week for Blake.
And that's what he's got to say right now to the people.
That's exactly what I got to say.
That's right. Welcome in, everyone, to episode 11 of Sosa's Steam Room. We've officially gotten past our 10th birthday, which is exciting stuff.
Yeah.
Just a couple things you need to know. We love email, so shoot us an email at sosasteamroom@gmail.com. We have Twitter and Facebook pages. Just search Sosa's Steam Room. We also just got an Instagram, so follow us at Sosa's Steam Room. We're live on Periscope right now, so follow us on that as well. We also have some personal Twitter accounts, myself at DN Edstrom, and Blake, your Twitter handle?
At Soldier Field Blog, BLG.
BLG. And we have our website, sosasteamroom.com, as well as a Patreon page. So if you want to support us, just jump on over to that.
Lots of good stuff.
It's a lot of good stuff happening. So we really appreciate your support and you tuning in, so thank you. Well, Blake, baseball that matters is here.
I know.
The real thing.
It's unbelievable.
The regular season has started for the Cubs, and they started things off on the right note last night, or Monday night, beating the Angels 9-0.
Yes.
Jake Arrieta was dominant. 7 innings pitched, only 2 hits allowed, 0 earned runs, which is great to see him start off on the right note.
Already looking like that second half Arrieta.
Yeah, that Cy Young Arrieta that we like so much. Dexter Fowler had 3 hits. Miggy had a nice homer last night.
Carrying that spring training momentum over to the regular season.
Absolutely. It's great to see him hit, especially last year when he was struggling with that back issue.
Yeah.
Some really good stuff early on from him. And the new Cubs hero, Matt Caesar.
Big fan.
Tonight he also added a home run. Last night he had a huge double, and he's producing, which is great to see. I bet Joe Madden loves that.
Yeah, 4 RBIs in his first 2 at-bats. So
yeah, that's just fantastic.
Yeah.
Blake, what were your thoughts on opening night?
Well, they were dominant. It's good to see that when someone like Chris Bryant struggles, they still have a night where they score 9 runs. And I feel like that's going to be the theme all throughout the year. But yeah, like the lineup is just so good. I mean,
it's ridiculous.
It's nice to finally see it like in an actual game, in a regular season game, instead of just talking about it for the last couple months like we have.
Absolutely. We've just been waiting in anticipation, and they're pulling through.
At least for one game.
For one game.
It was as good as advertised.
Yeah, I love opening day, over-exaggerations, and the Cubs gave us a lot to over-exaggerate about, and that's a good thing. And even tonight, too, as we're sitting here talking right now, currently leading the Angels, John Lester has had a really good night thus far. Matt Caesar, home run, just fantastic. Yeah. Dexter Fowler, home run, fantastic. Anthony Rizzo.
Fantastic.
Home run.
Yes.
So
lots of pop in that lineup.
Lots of pop. And even Chris is struggling again tonight. But like you said earlier, they can afford to have 1 or 2 guys in their lineup struggle and still be successful. Yeah. It is awesome to watch.
It really is. And this will be, if they hold on tonight, this will be the first time in 25 years they started out 2-0. And for some reason, that's a thing.
Yeah. That was a shocking stat right there.
Yeah.
And it made me kind of sad when I first read it. I was like, what do you mean they haven't started 2-0 in such a long time?
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a while.
It's already better than they've been in the last 25 years. So
raising
Assuming
the
they hold
bar.
on here, yeah.
Raising the bar.
Yeah.
This lineup is just terrifying, especially when you have a DH in there playing in the American League, which is it's going to be weird, kind of bouncing back to the NL, and seeing that pitcher hit. But just there's not a hole in this lineup. I dare you to find a hole because you're not going to find it.
And just moving on to the defense a little, you can already tell there's huge improvements almost everywhere around the field for the Cubs defense. I mean, Ben Zobrist last night was just spectacular.
Yeah, he had that nice double play off that liner. And, you're going to get a guy in Ben Zobrist who's been there before, who's won championships, and he just is a smart player. He's not going to have those mental lapses that Starlin Castro has had in the past. And, we both love Starlin, but...
Yeah, I got to watch some Starlin today, too.
Yeah, he hit a home run, didn't he?
Hit a double. Two RBI double.
Well, that's a good start.
He was looking good. He made some nice defensive plays.
Yeah, we're Team Starlin Castro.
We're definitely Team Starlin Castro.
We're gonna miss him, but Ben Zobrist is such a great defensive upgrade.
Yeah.
He can spray the ball over the field, and he's not gonna have those mental mistakes.
I think he has 2 or 3 hits tonight as well, too. So
he's just doing it all.
He's doing it all.
I said during our Cubs preview podcast that I was really excited about this signing, and that he was going to surprise some people, even with his age and surgeries that he's had in the past. He's still going to produce, and he's a Joe Madden guy.
Yeah.
So you cannot go wrong with that.
So far, so good.
Season has started off great.
Yeah.
Cubs have a day off on Wednesday and then headed to your homeland.
Head to the homeland.
Arizona.
Yeah.
To play the D-backs. So we'll see how they continue moving forward.
I'll be happy when they don't start at 9 Central Time.
Yeah, it's late nights here, and that's what's causing the late recording here for us. We usually don't record this late, and we're night owls right now.
Yeah, we are.
So, props to us. Good job.
Every Cubs fan right now with us.
All right, well, let's get depressing for a second here. Let's talk about these Chicago Bulls. It's time to say night-night. Lost to the Grizzlies tonight in a game that they just look like they had no heart whatsoever. And it's time to start praying for some lucky bounces of the ping pong ball.
They're still in it mathematically. But
they're still two games back at that 8th spot.
But 2 games back with 4 left.
Yep.
And I think they're 2.5 back of the Pacers, who they hold the tiebreak over. Is that right?
Of the Pistons.
Of the Pistons,
I believe.
2 back of the Pacers.
And the Pistons got trounced tonight by Miami. They're just drawing out this long and painful process, which is bumming me out. But I've been team ping pong ball for a while now. It's just time to kind of retool this team and start over.
They're definitely at that point.
Yeah, so go ping pong balls. All for that.
0.3.
Well, when they got Derrick Rose was the number one overall at 1.8%. So anything's possible.
Anything's possible.
I'm not saying they're going to go
Ben
out.
Ben Simmons to the Bulls.
Not going to get Ben Simmons. But
Buddy Hield?
I mean, I'd love Buddy Hield, but they're probably not going to get him either.
I've heard some rumblings about him going first overall.
That should not happen.
I've heard some things though. I don't know if it will come to fruition.
I don't think it's going to happen.
We'll see.
It's going to be Ben Simmons
weak draft,
or Ingram. It is a weak draft,
unfortunately,
for the Bulls. So maybe it's a blessing in disguise that they don't get that Kings pick that they're owed through a trade in the past. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's good that we just wait another year.
Yeah.
To get that pick.
Yeah.
So the Bulls, they're still mathematically in it, but we all know it's over.
Yeah.
They lost.
This
has been a long.
I've been talking about
weeks.
this for like a month or two.
For me, the Bulls expert on this show, not to toot my own horn or anything.
Yeah,
but
I think that's clear.
They lost tonight to a very injury depleted Grizzlies team, without Mike Conley, without Marc Gasol.
I've heard they've been playing really bad before this too.
They had 6 straight losses heading into tonight.
And they were losing by 20 points. So. And
the Bulls just seem to cure every single team's ailments.
Yeah,
if they're losing games or something's going on, the Bulls are going to come and play you, and you're going to look way better than you are. And the Grizzlies are a playoff team in the West, so we'll see what happens. The weak West this year. Who would have thunk? Yeah. But no exception tonight. You have to come out and get this win, especially against a team that is really ailing and struggling a lot. with the Grizzlies. And I want to talk about Derrick Rose for a second.
Yeah.
He came back from the elbow injury tonight, and he looked okay.
Yeah.
But the question is, can Derrick and Jimmy coexist in that Bulls backcourt? It's been a topic of conversation for a while now. We don't know.
Especially this last week.
Yeah, because you've seen Jimmy produces and plays a lot better when Derrick isn't on the floor. Mm-hmm. And Jimmy tonight with Derrick on the floor had 5 points on 2 of 8 shooting. And during a must-win game, when you're fighting for playoffs, that's unacceptable. Yeah. He had 0 points through 3 quarters. That can't happen.
Yeah.
If you're the superstar of this team, it cannot happen. It's unacceptable.
He took a lot of blame tonight, too.
He did, but he's been doing that in the past, being like, I am the leader of this team. I have to hold myself accountable. I need to play better. But, the story of the Bulls for the past 3 years is you can talk all you want. Where's the results?
Yeah, you gotta go out.
When are you going to start playing?
Yeah.
And that's been the big frustration, is just the inconsistencies and all that. We've been harping on it forever.
Yeah.
It's just the same story over and over again. But getting back to Derrick and Jimmy for a second, do you think that they can coexist?
I don't know. I think we've seen them the last couple seasons. We've heard the rumors about, them not getting along. And now there's the trade rumors about Jimmy. So, I don't know at this point. I'm not totally sure. I'm sure they can, but it might be better to just move on and try and see if something else works.
Yeah. Here's my thoughts. These are 2 players that demand the ball in order to be successful. You don't see Derrick playing off the ball a ton, and he doesn't usually make the hardest cuts to the basket.
Yeah.
And Jimmy's a guy who loves those ISO situations, who loves backing a guy down, facing up, and hitting that jumper, or just taking him to the rack.
Seems like it's either one or the other when they're on the floor.
It's never
when
both.
They're both on the floor, like it's either Jimmy is taking the ball and Derrick's kind of just weighing back, or vice versa. So.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
You never see it. You never see them both do well together in the same game. And if they do, the Bulls usually lose, which is extremely interesting.
Yeah.
The other thing that hurts them is neither guy can really shoot from the outside.
Yeah.
Consistently anyway. You see
they get
little
hot.
Spurts of Jimmy.
Especially Jimmy.
Hitting ridiculous threes. Derrick's, this year his 3-point shot's gotten better, but it's not spectacular.
Yeah.
But
I think he finally adjusted to the fact that he really doesn't have a 3-point shot this year.
Yeah, and he's taking those mid-range.
At times, but
he's taking those mid-range shots, really good off the glass. Mm-hmm. And, I feel bad for Derrick and I feel bad for the Bulls that they're in this situation, but they put themselves there with their inconsistent play.
Yeah.
And I still don't think Jimmy's 100% healthy.
Yeah, I agree.
Hoiberg and him are both saying, he's physically right, he's fine, but he's not, because he has no lift on that jump shot. The knee is definitely bothering him. He doesn't have that same burst.
They need to sit him out, in my opinion. At this point, there's no reason for him to be in there, especially if they're going to keep him
long term.
Long term, there's no reason for him to be there. Right?
Well, Jimmy's not going to buy into that. He's not going to be like, I should sit. And, Hoiberg's going to listen because he doesn't have from what we've heard, the strongest backbone.
Yes.
He's been a little bit soft.
Walkover.
Yep. All right, well, let's get into some Blackhawks talk here. I know you're excited to talk about this recent stretch here. Last week we came on and Blake was kind of bummed out, some injury stuff. Yeah. Blackhawks kind of skidding. But Blake, tell us what the Blackhawks have been up to recently.
Well, I was bummed out last week, but with the Blackhawks, this stuff happens in March and April. Mm-hmm. But since then, they've gone on a 3-game winning streak. With the wins over Winnipeg, Boston, and tonight over Arizona, scoring a boatload of goals, 17 goals in the last 3 games. Panarin finally coming back to life.
Big time.
First start of the week.
Yeah,
8 goals in his, not 8 goals, 8 points in his last 2 games prior to the game tonight. He had, I think, 2 assists tonight. I'm not totally sure.
I'm not positive exactly,
as well. But, yeah, they've been great and won 5 out of the last 6. So, I mean, they haven't been playing those playoff teams. But, it's just good to see them kind of get out of that